Alright, so for today's pre-lab, it's just going to be a representation of the expectation for Friday when we're going to do the M&M lab to show compounds and elements. So for today, we're going to use these four, and it's just a quick practice to kind of show you the expectation. But what we want is to use paper clips today. Now, for the lab, we will use M&Ms, but like I said, today, we're just going to use paper clips. So you'll have a yellow paper clip to represent hydrogen. You're going to have a blue paper clip to represent oxygen. You're going to have a black paper clip for carbon, and you'll have green paper clip for nitrogen. So our objective here is to make several different molecules of elements, and we are going to do that with this yellow piece of paper here. So our first compound that we have to make is H2O. So we're going to need two yellows because we know hydrogen is yellow, and we're going to need one oxygen. So we're going to need one blue. So we're going to have something that's like this. We have our two hydrogens and our one oxygen. However, at this point, these atoms are not bonded. We need to make sure that we're going to bond these together. So to show that these have a chemical bond, we're just going to clip them together. And now we can see that our three atoms are combined and we have our H2O molecule. So let's try it with a different example. So we're going to get rid of our H2O example. And let's try CO2, carbon dioxide, another common compound that we talk about in class all the time. So for CO2, we have one carbon and two oxygens. So C is our symbol. We have one carbon, and O is our symbol for oxygen. We have two of those. So let's see, we're going to need one C. So over here, we need one black paper clip to represent carbon. And we're going to need two blues to represent our oxygen. So let me go ahead and get those two blues ready to go. Now we have the correct atoms, but at this point they are not bonded yet. So we don't have a compound until we actually bond these two together. So now we have our CO2 molecule. And again, this is a compound. All right, let's try one more. We're going to get rid of CO2. And let's go with NH3. So NH3, we're going to need one N. We're going to need three H's. So let's see, our N is green. So we're going to need one green. And then we're going to need three hydrogens. Hydrogens are yellow. All right. So we have all of our atoms accounted for. But are they bonded yet? No, not yet. Let's go ahead and bond these all together. Chemically binding them together. We're just going to slip those over. All right. And now we have one N with our three H's, and we have NH3. So tomorrow we're going to do this again in class, and then we're going to do an experiment, not an experiment so much as a lab on Friday. And we're going to use the same exact thing, except instead of paper clips on Friday, we will use colored M&Ms. So that's exciting, and hopefully you guys watched this video and it made some sense, and you guys have a good afternoon.